Paula W.
So every day, what? Did y'all hear that? And that's why I played it. And that's why I ran it down. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. We are talking the Real Housewives of Potomac. Honey, a massy mess. A whole massy mess. I wasn't sure how I was going to slice and dice this recap, this review. It took me a little bit of time. Okay. It took me a little bit of time. I like to marinate in things. I'm not feeling Angel. I need you to go now, but it doesn't sound like she's going to go anywhere anytime soon because, as you can see on Watch What Happens Live, she just shared with Andy that they found and purchased a home in Potomac, which tells me she's purposely relocating to Potomac so that she can remain a full-time housewife on the franchise. Look, I got a lot to say. And I'm gonna just say this, and I think I'm coming from a different angle, y'all. I don't like Angel. Not personally. I do not like Angel as a housewife. I don't. I think she's a housewife, but she's not a housewife. Okay. And I know everybody's giving her and Bobby high five and this and this and that and black love and this and that and all of this. And that's great, but something is off. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but something is off. I can rewind the tape. Well, let's go back because he just said at the end, I marvel and I listen how a lot of women don't listen well. We hear what we want to hear and we take it and we run with it. But when it really comes down to listening to understand and listening to protect yourself, the man said what she has is not for television. Okay. Then how in the hell did we get here? Look, how in the hell did we get here? Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Give me a 1 in the chat because StreamYard is giving me a hard time. If what your wife has is not for television, why why are we here? Sorry about that. StreamYard seems to have a little bit StreamYard has a little bit of a delay, so we got to work with it. I was going to play a video clip, but I'm going to leave it alone. If what your wife has is not for television, why are you here? Why are you regulating so hard? It is something that's off about Angel and Bobby, and I don't like it, and it makes me uncomfortable because I kind of feel like you're coming into these dynamics that you should understand. This is housewives, but not the type of housewife that you are. Don't like I'm gonna get into it. I might piss somebody off today. I don't care. It is something that is not right about all of this. Y'all, we've been watching these shows too long. You know when something's not right. And please believe me when I tell you, ain't nobody jealous of no damn Angel. Angel, they're not jealous of you. I think they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on with you. Angel Massie's Colorado trip, we're talking the Real Housewives of Potomac, was an absolute train wreck. It was highs, lows, ups, down. They should have called it a roller coaster. I was like, what the hell? You put these women in a home that did not have consistent running water. Y'all, don't believe the hype. This is bigger than them wanting to stay in her house. Thank you, the reality grizzly. Very inauthentic. I know we keep trying to make it so simple. Oh, they don't have to host you in their house. They don't. They don't. They don't have to do anything. But if you're going to host a trip, you better host a freaking trip. None of it made sense. Even the dig. Oh, it was supposed to be a couple's trip. Since when, girl? This is not OWN Network. This is not OWN Network where you're trying to get in and highlight your man, my man, my man, my man. Baby, this is Bravotv where the focus and the theme are the women. The women who can come to the table and give it and serve it up. Honey, that is why we turn on the television. We don't give a damn about the men's. We don't give a damn about the men's. I don't care. Southern girl leads. I can't with y'all sometimes. Girl, I don't care. I just told y'all I don't care. I am giving my review today. I'm just warming up. Golly. I'm just warming up. I don't think Angel is being authentic. I think she's hiding a lot. I think it's a lot going on. I'm gonna get into it. It's all smoke and mirrors to me. I think she does have a beautiful Colorado home, but something just seems off. Listen, you're not gonna pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. We've been watching. Well, I'm a Bravo girl. I don't know how y'all met me. I'm not just a Love and Marriage Huntsville girl. I know I covered that show and I probably did a really good job. But baby, I've been Bravo, Bravo, Bravo for a long time. Okay. Bravo for a long time. I know when something is right and when something is not right. I didn't just pull up. To Bravo. And it doesn't matter if it's Angel, a new housewife, or old housewife. For those of you that are true Bravo celebrities, y'all know when something is off. Something is off. And Angel Massie's Colorado trip, y'all, it's officially being labeled by fans as one of the worst cash trips in Housewives history. Do you feel like it's one of the worst trips you've seen, or have you seen worse? What are your thoughts? Carrie says, I think they thought this would be an easy check, that she is above them. I think she's coming in as above. Because, okay, I ain't even want to go there yet. You know what? Let me save this. Let me save your comment. I'm going to save your comment and I'm going to come back to it. I tell you what, Carrie, if I forget about it, remind me in the end. The reality Grizzly says, well, I'm going to let it play out. They still have more to show, the Jetson stuff. I'll hold my opinion. Okay. But we like to hear it in real time. Winged Goddess says, I don't think the trip made any sense. I mean, like, why are they in separate houses? Something is not given. And I really wish y'all look beneath the surface. Let me tell you something. You're not going to shut me down because they're just jealous of her. No, they're not. No, they're not. Ain't nobody jealous of her. These are women that are doing perfectly well for themselves. Don't nobody wants your man. Nobody wants your marriage. These are women that have been there, done that. Nobody's longing for a warm body to be next to them at night. You get what I'm saying? I'm about to get into it. First of all, let's do positive before negative. I think that what Angel hosted at our home was very beautiful. From the food, the presentation, the chefs, the grilling, that was beautiful. Making a themed drink for Giselle, I felt like that was a great effort. What else? Having a violinist, I think that was great. Staging a dinner where the ladies could kind of have like a little table off to themselves. I felt like that was great. That was nice. But I'm going to be honest with you. In spite of all of that, it was very clear that they were not welcome inside of the home. And I think that's shitty. I think that's pretty crappy when you decide to sign up for Housewives. I don't want you to go out of your way. It's given low vibrational. I mean, you got to host the trip. Either or you turn it down. But I think Angel leaned more towards making sure. I don't like the fact that Angel held her house over everybody's home. Your house may be the best thing that's happened to you, but it's not necessarily the best thing that's happening to everybody else in real time. And I'm going to get into that. It just reeks of poor mannerism. To me, we're talking about the housewife franchise, the lifestyles that we've become accustomed to as viewers and subscribers. It's just something off. The level of elevation just wasn't there. And it has nothing to do, in my opinion, with you being married and them being single, because Giselle is single and has thrown some good ass cash trips. You volunteered your house to Bravo, probably before talking to your husband, and you had to scramble to make some stuff shake, probably after he said no. That's what I think happened. It's not like Angel started off planning this trip with, well, you know what? My house is not open. She started off planning this trip. Why are you coming to my home if you don't like me? She put her home out there. They didn't ask to go to her house. She could have planned her trip anywhere else. She could have went to Texas, Louisiana, anywhere. She put her house up. It's almost like I think you're a bit manipulative. I think there's a lot of trickery going on, and I think you're doing it to make sure you secure your spot. It's almost like a bait and switch. That's why I said I don't think it has a lot to do with the other housewives. I think she's trying to get her business up off the ground, the Wanderlust award-winning home. Get the cameras there, get the production team there, the selling of, oh, this is a multi-million-dollar client. His name is Dave this, he does that. And also trying to audition her people for the show. When have you seen that many Negroes, that many guests, that many others plus one on a cash trips? Y'all, come on. Come on. I mean, I don't care about the advertising. It's the bait and the switch for me. It's the bait and switch for me. That's what you discuss. See, if you understand how reality television works, let's talk. The producers come to you and say, we want to give you an opportunity to host your own cash trip. What do you have in mind? They come to you. The other ladies have no idea until you iron out the details. And then you go and invite the ladies. Hey, guess what? We're going to Belize. We're going to Mexico. We're going to Colorado. She sat down with the producers, probably had her phone call and say, I would love the ladies to come and I would like to open up my home in Colorado. And then later, they switched. They switch. That's not fair to us as viewers. I don't think the ladies cared so much if they were in her home or not. But if you listen closely, the ladies were saying, you sold us on this trip by dangling your award-winning home in front of us. That's why everybody wanted to see your house. You sold this to us. Colorado this, Colorado that. If we can be honest, look, can we be really honest, y'all? You know damn well those ladies would have never picked Colorado to go to, period. No matter who lived there, whose house was what or not. They don't give a damn about no damn Colorado. These girls like luxury vacations. They don't care about no damn mindfulness and rubbing lavender and holding rocks and riding horses through. That's not their thing. So when they say you sold us on this, you worked really hard to talk us out of something we would normally do to get us into the woods, only for us to get here, the withholding of information, the manipulation of it all, only to get us here for us to find out. Surprise, surprise, you're not staying at my damn house. Look, I know Angel said, well, I would probably think that there would be a little bit of gratitude on the floor because the house that they're staying at is $1.6 million. But girl, it was decorated like it was $2. It wasn't given 1.6. When you got to go outside and use pliers and get shocked just to turn on the water. Come on now. Don't nobody care about the price tag. And it's something about money with Angel. It's just something. I'm going to get into it. Y'all may disagree with me, but I'm gonna go ahead because I did not want her to be the focal point of today's recap and review, but I guess we're going there, honey. I guess we're going there. So, anywho, that was the positive. I feel like she did a really good job in her home. I probably would not have wanted to stay in her home. I'm gonna just tell you, married or not, I think Angel overestimated who she is in her life compared to who they are and what this franchise is really about. I think Angel has hyped herself up, and I think Angel may be the it girl in Colorado or the it girl in her small wags group. But girl, this is Bravo. This is Bravo, girl. I don't give a damn if you've been married 1,000 years. You not finna pull the rug and be the star of the show because you're married to Bobby Massie. You're not going to be the star of the show because you have a house in the hills with 2 kids and you live in Colorado. This is not WAGs. You can't dangle a $1.36 million price tag in front of the housewives like you do with WAGs and somebody's who's messing with the NFL rookie. Jazzy may be impressed by that, but not anybody else. Bree Brooks says Angel appears to have a really dark side. Let's see. Shan Dior says, I like Angel because I've been watching her interviews, but I would have to get a hotel ASAP. I would not stay in that house with no water. Okay, I like this. Little Eva says she's a little fish in a big pond, but in her life, she's the big fish amongst the little fish. I could say a lot, and I'm not. Angel's a very beautiful girl. Very beautiful girl, naturally. Okay. Naturally. She don't have to do all the filters. I don't understand why she does, to be honest with you, because she just has this beautiful natural look about herself. I do want to say that. On the flip side of that, however, housewives are snatched. Housewives are snatched. You see them come back looking. Listen, they learn. You listen. So even though if you are the big fish amongst the little fish in your pond, I think she learned really quick. And even though they try to age shame Giselle, you still not messing with her on her worst day when it comes to total package. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's get into it. I want to start with Tia. Tia went back to her childhood home to revisit where she grew up with her father. She took her children. She took actually her youngest 2 children, the twins, and she took her sister, who's her half sister. First of all, I want to say, Tia, your kids look just like your sister. Your teenage daughters look just like your half sister. I wanted to say that. I think Tia has a very beautiful family. I think the genes run real strong, girl. I think the genes run real strong in your family. So as they're going through the house, all I could think about, I was like, man, imagine if Tia's family had held on to that property. Oh, that would be worth like probably millions today, right? Shout out to the homeowners that agreed to allow the cameras to come in and kind of go through their home. That's a lot. Beautiful home. I love the old bones of older homes. I thought it was very pretty. Beautiful. I thought it was a good idea, but I'm torn. Now, y'all help me out with this because I'm kind of torn on what happened. So Tia goes back to her childhood home to kind of relive her memories with growing up with her father. And the reason why I say I'm torn about it, though, is because Tia brought her half-sister. Now, here's the blurred lines. Her half-sister is a child that her father made outside of the marriage with Tia's mom. And the half-sister said, I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with our father like you did. So her half-sister didn't have a solid relationship with her father. And it's almost like a beautiful moment. But then on the other side of that, I'm like, man, the reason why I'm torn because is it like rubbing salt in the wounds of your sister who didn't get to have a daddy at home. So I was happy for Tia, but I was also hesitant. It's almost like sitting on the sideline. I don't want to clap because the home brings memories for you and tears for your sister. You get what I'm saying? And okay, that's a good word. That's nice. Bittersweet, but intentional. I think I would have let my sister stay home and I would have taken my kids because I probably would not have wanted to hurt my sister's feelings. But at the same time, I understand Tia wanting to weave her sister in on the show. So that's why I said I'm kind of torn with that because it had to have been hard, y'all, for her sister who's just standing there, you know? You just kind of standing there, yay for you. You had a solid family, good for you and your kids, but probably wondering, well, damn, how come my daddy didn't love me like that? I don't have those kind of memories, especially, I don't know. And then only to find out that Tia did not want to honor her father's wishes because her daddy, Tia's father, wanted her to get close to her sister. And she didn't want that until after he died. So for me, I was like, this is nice. And I see the positive, but I can empathize with the other sister. That's it. That's all. Now, Ashley. I need Ashley. Bravo. I don't think Bravo's going to get rid of Ashley anytime soon. I think Ashley will, this has been one of Ashley's worst seasons to me. She just doesn't bring anything, which leads me to my next point. Ashley, your well has run dry. And I'm sorry, I used to love me some Ashley, but her well has run dry when you're throwing a 6 for 60 party. Why in the hell would anybody want to throw a 6-year-old birthday party with a 60-year-old man who's turning 60? It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, so now we're taking the little kids to the old folks' home we got a split birthday party, 6 for 60. And that's why I say your well has run dry because let me just ask y'all before I go off. What do you think about a combined birthday party for a 6-year-old and a 60-year-old? It's given I need a storyline. My well has run dry. Hey, Uncle Lump, can you come on in and have a few cocktails and we can sing happy birthday to you? And then we'll do it with my son. And I didn't see no other kids there. Thank you, Queen Liz. It sucks. I didn't see any other kids there. What are we doing? And watch this. And then it turned into Ayana Fix My Life. It turned into a Fix My Life intervention healing session at a freaking 6-year-old's birthday party. At a 6-year-old, why the hell are we talking about your crackhead ass husband going to rehab at a 6-year-old birthday party? We supposed to be eating cupcakes and hot dogs and singing happy birthday and finding big sticks for the kids to knock down the piñata. Ma'am, why are we talking about your husband who's on drugs? Finally, bye, Ashley. Bravo. You got to let her go or make her a friend of the show. That was horrible. That was cringy. Thank you, winged goddess. She said, Queen, I'm so glad you said it because the concept did make sense. Not a lick of freaking sense. Why the hell are we hosting an AA meeting at a 6-year-old birthday party? Y'all. A AA meeting on the couch. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So look, it turned into a Ayana Fix My Life. The mama's husband went to rehab. I felt like that was very inappropriate for a child's birthday party. It was just weird. It was misplaced. And then they were speaking in code, like they didn't want the little boys to hear. And what the hell happened there, Bravo? Bravo, you're going to have to help me out with that because I didn't see no kids at all. So I was like, Ashley needs to go because your well has run dry. Mm-mm. You know, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And we support you. And I'm a Bravo girl. And I know Ashley's a pretty girl and pretty face. But right now, it's not giving what it needs to give. And plus, you're bringing the Grand Dame back on who has first chair. Now, I disagree with that. That's a completely different recap and review. That's a complete, I love the Grand Dame. Don't get me wrong. You hear what I'm saying? And I wasn't sure that this season would do what it needed to do without her, but they are bringing it. And the reason why they're bringing it, because they have 10 girls. With the Grand Dame, they have 11. So Bravo, if you're going to give the Grand Dame the first seat, you have to do away with at least 9, 10, 11. 3 of them. How are they going to do this? Are they going to get rid of 2? Or are they going to get rid of 3? If you're keeping Angel and she just purchased the house, you can't keep all 11 of them. Or maybe you can. Maybe you can. I don't know. But they're going to have some tough decisions to make. It's going to be very interesting. They'll probably get rid of Jazzy. Just because. Jazzy ain't really, she had a wedding. Okay. They'll probably cut Jazzy. So that's 1. Now we got 10 left. Who do you keep? Do you think they'll keep Monique over Angel and Kiarna? Or do you think they'll let Monique stay, take Angel and Kiarna out? I can see them cutting 2, maybe 3. Jazzy's easy. That's easy. You got to keep Giselle. Or will they go for Ashley? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting. And I think the reunion is going to have a lot to do with it. I think it depends on what plays out at that reunion. And who shows up and who doesn't show up. Because when we think about last year on the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, Mia Thornton thought she was doing something and walking off and thought they were going to cry and run behind her. And Bravo completely gave her walking papers. All right, Monique. Monique threw a brunch party for herself, a book release party. Ciao. Y'all, I got one thing to say. Why is Jamie Tyler? I just, no. Did y'all see Jamie Tyler at Monique's party with his wife, Arena Tyler? Jamie Tyler and Arena Tyler, they're on OWN Network, Love and Marriage franchise. Bravo, don't bring them over. I don't like the aggressive style of men on Bravo. Bravo does a pretty good job of vetting the men. And Monique, no. If you bring Monique back, I do not want a recommendation for Jamie and Arena Tyler. And I kind of I don't know. I feel like Jamie was front and center. But then I took it back after I saw that there was other men, But I don't want to see Jamie Tyler on Bravo. And I know he thought he was flexing a couple of years ago because he said, well, they actually asked my wife, Arena, and she told them no. I bet you know better now. I bet you would have said, you wish you would have said yes now. Because sometimes the flex that you think it's given ain't always given. Sometimes the flex you think is given ain't always given. So both you and Monique played yourself because you let Carlos King talk you out of a Bravo opportunity to go and be with OWN. And now you don't know when your show is being renewed. And Monique did the same thing only to come crawling back as a friend of the show. That's it. That's all. So Monique's sitting there at this brunch with the book release. I didn't like it. It was presented well, but I didn't like it. And let me tell you why. How long did that poem last that Monique read about herself? And the reason why I asked that, because they were like, wait a minute. The ladies were like, hold on. It's given self-serving. And apparently Monique's poem went on for quite some time at a brunch that's supposed to be about other women. It was cringy, Monique. One thing about a group, girl, when you throw a group party It needs to be inclusive of the entire group. You can't be the theme and they have to sit there and watch you play with your toys. And I didn't like the exercises that Monique was doing. It's too many people there to get that intimate. It was a flop for me. I get the intimacy of it all. But for the audience that's there, you're hosting a brunch. Now is not the time for them to pull out their notebooks and give me a few words to describe how you want to show up. And who are you in this life? And what could you do differently? And how would you describe yourself in your most inner being? Girl, it felt flat. And I know you woke and all of that, and you rubbing your crystals and drinking your hot tea, and it's not for lazy moms. But that exercise did not give what you thought it was going to give. It just didn't. I was cringing for you in the background. It's a brunch. It felt pressed. Let your woke journey. I'm gonna say this. Let your woke journey be for you. Don't lead no more group activities. Don't do no more. Okay, not with that. It's just I think that's something you and your therapist. All of those activities that you're doing with your binder. Let that be for you. Now, now, can we move on? I want to talk about Angel. I didn't know how I was going to do this recap. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this review. I really didn't because I'm watching Angel, I'm watching the show, I'm looking at the trip, I'm catching clips, and I said, wait a minute, let me just try to piece it all together. And I did. Bye, Angel. Bye. I don't like when people like to threaten folks by taking things away. And I felt like the past two episodes, a combination of her dialogue with them is threatening them by taking things away. Like, is that what Bobby does to you? Angel hung her home. If you go back and watch now, go back and watch the show and listen differently. Angel hung her home over the ladies' heads to make sure that they behave. I think it's whack. I think it's a false sense of power. Either you're going to fucking lead the trip or you're not. But what you're not going to do is, well, you're not going to come to my house if you don't act right. Well, we're going to get this straight right now because you're not coming to my house. Girl, I just won't go. Well, you know what? Why you want to come to my house if you think all that? Girl, lead the trip. It's the Housewives. You can do the funky two-step later. Just lead the trip. You're not talking to kids. That's what they do. They talk crap on these shows. That's all I'm saying. I didn't like it. It's whack for the Housewives franchise. Even if we play like it's not our house, right? Forget the fact that it's her house. It's just something strange going on between Bobby and Angel for me. If anything, what she did is she brought more in. I wasn't paying that much attention to them, to be honest with you. And then I started watching. It's not given as solid as she's trying to sell. She's selling at me and Bobby are real solid. I'll crash out behind Bobby. Why? Baby, you ain't got to crash out about nothing that's solid. So now I'm starting to pay a little bit more attention. I'm rewinding. And I said, well, wait a minute. Now I'm looking at his facial expressions. I'm looking at him talking under his breath. Now I'm going back to the different episodes, his change in tone. We get there when we get there. I was like, wait a minute, I missed something. Hold on. Now let me pay attention. I said, wait a minute now. I think Bobby rules with an iron fist, and I'm not talking about domestic violence. I think he runs a tight ship. Because he almost didn't let you go to that barbecue. Y'all was 2-3 hours, and I don't give a damn what you said in those interviews. Oh, that was at the top of Potomac. You knew what you signed up for. You know a week in advance, if not 2 weeks in advance, what your activities are, what your filming schedule is. Bobby didn't want to go. And as a result, you were 2 hours late to work. Hold on. Follow me very closely. This is her job. Forget her marriage. This is her job. She gets paid for this. She's not volunteering. This is not a nonprofit. She gets a check. This is her job. And your husband made you 2 hours late to your job and had the audacity when they were waiting for you. They didn't have to. Waiting for you and your kids before they ate. And your husband got on the phone and chin checked everybody. We get there when we get there. I was like, whoa, hold on now. Hold on. But I overlooked that. So that was strike one. You almost didn't get to go to the barbecue. And then you seem very nervous about Colorado after you announced that they were going to Colorado. And I'm not sure what's the deal with them, meaning Angel and Bobby, but Monique may not be too far off when y'all are saying, oh, Monique's just projecting. Y'all said that Melody, at that time, Melody Holt was projecting. And surprise, surprise, now look at us. Maurice wants a divorce. Maurice wants to discard Kimmy because she can't fuck him 3, 4, 5 times a day. Marcel can barely touch Tisha. Oh, you're just projecting because you got cheated on. Y'all said Giselle was jealous of Monique when she picked up that something wasn't right between Chris and Monique. And Monique came guns a-blazing to the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, calling him Pastor Holy Whore. That was funny. Deflecting, crashing out behind hers. You gonna call my husband big boy and refer to him? Well, let's talk about your husband, Pastor Holy Whore. That was funny. She called Jamal Bryant Pastor Holy Whore. And the whole time, Chris was allegedly physically abusing Monique. But Monique had to oversell that marriage. You jealous of me. We got multiple houses. You jealous. I got a man. You jealous. My man is in the NFL. You divorced. You ain't got no man. You jealous of me. You want what I got. And the whole time she was crumbling on the inside. That's all I'm saying. Just a tad bit of a little Sunday sermon there. So I don't think Monique is too far off. I think she spoke too soon. I don't think she's projecting. I think she's picking up on some stuff. I think she should have kept it to herself, though. I do. I think she could have kept it to herself because it's a bit premature. It's not going to be well received. You're just a friend of the show. Give it another season. Wait a minute. Come in through the back door. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that. But y'all are looking at the money. Sometimes the viewers, the subscribers, they're looking at the money. Oh, no, they're successful. What makes them successful outside of the money? What do you base success on when it comes to a marriage? Is it because they're both Black and they're married with 2 kids and he has money? Y'all jealous of him. No. Y'all are looking at the money and not the full woman and how Angel is showing up as a married woman. I'm looking at Angel. I'm looking at her demeanor. I'm looking at her go up and down, high and low. I feel like she's on edge. I feel like she's tiptoeing around her husband, but she's projecting onto the women. Monique's not projecting. Angel's projecting. To me, my opinion. That's the same thing, y'all, that Monique did many years ago, only for us to find out in her new book that her husband choked her out, according to her. According to her, only wanted to touch her when he had sex with her, would be nice to her only to get some sex and then discard her. Made her raise the kids by herself until the camera came on. Hung his money over her head. I said, I kind of feel like now, Angel, you brought it on yourself because I was not paying attention to you and Bobby until you started saying that they were jealous of you. Then I was like, well, let me watch. Yeah, maybe just Giselle is jealous. Okay, let me just go see. It's like, I kind of feel like, I'm like, damn, does Bobby have you on a schedule? Because y'all know this ain't normal for the housewives. I mean, that girl, 7:30. What's next? You gotta go. You gotta go. It's almost like I Am Legend. You remember with Will Smith? In the scene where Will had to hurry up and get home, before the sun went down and the monsters came out. I was like, girl, it's giving I Am Legend. As soon as the clock hit 7:30, they gotta go. Y'all know this ain't normal. It is something off. Look beyond the house. Look beyond the money. Just look at Angel. She's literally running out the door in most of her scenes to make it home before midnight. Am I lying? It's almost like she's scared that it's almost like she's scared that the clock is going to strike 12. That's all I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with no baby. Her kids were walking. I think she has a 2-year-old. Y'all don't believe the hype. First is the baby, then is y'all's jealous of me, and this and this and that, and the husband. We get there when we get there. Angel is not the first woman on this show that has had a baby. Wendy has had a baby. Ashley has had 2 babies. Come on, y'all. Y'all supposed to be Real Housewives fans, rooted and booted in the culture of Bravo. Quit playing. This is not the first woman to be casted as a housewife that has had a baby. Portia has had a baby. Candy has had a baby. Kenya has had a baby. The list goes on and on and on and on. Vanderpump Rules, we watched them have babies. Come on, y'all. Quit playing. What? Okay, but you know what? Maybe that's just what y'all need. So I feel like this girl is running out of her scenes. It's almost like clockwork. Watch this. She's literally running out the door before the clock strikes 12. And I promise you, nobody's jealous of you, Angel. Bobby said in his interview, not interview, but watch what happens live. Can I play it real quick? Look at him. Watch this. I'm gonna play it again. Hold on. She never had that. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna play it and just watch his facial expression. And like I said, Bobby, the only reason why I'm looking at you because your wife started saying everybody was jealous of you. And I thought, well, let me pay attention then. Here we go. Quit playing with me. I don't know what it is. I'm not calling him a mean man or anything like that. It's just something that seems a bit off. I rarely see him smile towards her. I don't know. But you're not telling me that people are jealous of you and him. I don't know. Let's just see. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just looking at facial expressions.
No relation.
That's why I feel like I don't know who you hang out with, Angel, but your husband feel like most women around you, including your coworkers, that you are what they want to be. I don't think you are what they want to be. I don't. And I don't know. Like, I'm trying to hold back. I don't know too many men that does, even with Eugene and Toya and all of them are married to Madison. These men are schooled in Bravo. It's not often you hear a man say, oh, they are you what they want to be. Who? Who? And I'm going to leave it like there. I'm not going to crap on your marriage. I'm not going to say anything bad about your husband. But, okay. But who is your husband comparing to you that, I don't know. I'm going to watch my mouth today. I'm going to watch my mouth because, look, I'm ahead of time and I may lose some of y'all. But anywho, Bobby said what she has isn't for TV. And her everyday life is not for TV. I don't think any of the women want to be chasing around toddlers, changing diapers, dealing with fevers at this point in life. I hate when people take where they are in life and compare it to where people have already passed through that stage. Baby, nobody's longing for your life. Just like you're not longing for theirs. You have yet to hear one of them say, Angel's jealous of us. They just can't quite put their finger on who you are. They know something's up. They haven't figured it out because before the clock strikes 12, you run away before you turn into a pumpkin. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to get into it though. I'm going to keep going. So then He said, it's not for TV. Then why are you here? Because this is a television show. I don't know. Something's off. I'll figure it out, but I'm not sure. Okay, let me ask y'all something. As a viewer, is it worth bringing her back next season for us to find out? Do you feel like Bravo should give her another opportunity? That's one thing. Give her another opportunity. That's the first question. The second question is, did she earn it or has she earned it? Like, anywho, Angel goes to the airport to pick up the girls. They arrive in Colorado. And Stacy said something. Oh, y'all are saying no. We got a couple of yeses. Yes, bring her back. Okay, I'm gonna say it's about a 60-40 split. Doran said there's a reason she's up in the mountains. Oh, you do say. What could it be? So it sounds like when the ladies got to Colorado, y'all, based on what Stacy said, I kind of feel like maybe they're insinuating they never know what angel they're going to get, because Stacy said, oh, she must have taken a gummy, because this seems like a nice, happy Stacy. Y'all, the only thing that can make a woman up and down like that is a man who's inconsistent. A man who's inconsistent at home. That's all I'm saying. He keeps her on her toes, so she's on her toes. She comes out the house, she's up and down. The lady's like, which one are we going to get today? She could barely pick the ladies up. Y'all didn't see what happened during. She picked the ladies up. They get into the trucks. He's calling her. And I was like, damn, bro. Let the lady shoot her scene. Let her shoot her scene. You already know the cameras are here. You already know the ladies are here. She can't be doing nothing bad. Can she pick them up and drop them off? I promise you, Bobby. I promise you she'll be home before midnight. They're like, Bobby's calling you. Bobby's calling you. Look. So anywho, did you see how she had to present or pretend that she didn't really want to attend a pajama party? She literally had to say, no, I don't want to go. Now, keep in mind, y'all, this is a part of her job. This is your job to host. This lady's getting paid to do this, okay? And y'all keep forgetting that. She has to host the freaking trip. It's her trip. But she had to pretend that she did not want to be a part of it. She had to reassure him that her kids came first. And if she has free time, well, if I have free time, I would rather be with my children. I'd rather spend every freaking waking moment with them. Girl, I don't believe that. You know how many moms be like, I'm out of here. Yep, I'll be at the pajama party. It's daddy daycare today. I need a small break. And I said, is he red pill? Is he a traditional man who established a traditional household? Because that's not a problem, right? That's fine if that works for you and your wife. But the Real Housewives isn't the place for red pill living. I feel like Angel's always uptight, heavily guarded. And it has nothing to do with the other ladies because she started with them first. And Kay knows something ain't right, but she's going to keep her mouth closed. So anywho, we're talking 3 hours round trip to and from. Y'all, that don't make sense. Who does this in Housewives history? Something is off, my dear, whether you agree with me or you don't agree. And it has nothing to do with the ladies. It has nothing to do with them talking about you. You planned a trip and it's almost like you probably became discombobulated and was like, screw it. Let me just pick something, put them an hour and a half out. So every time they leave and go, we're talking a 3-hour round trip. I'm sick and I'm tired of her threatening to not let them come to her house. Let's be clear, Angel, they are telling you what they think to your face. They're not backing down. They're not being two-faced. They're saying it to your face. They're going deeper in the confessional. They're dropping names of where the rumors are coming from. You can only threaten folks who can't fend for themselves. You can only threaten folks who don't have nice houses. And I don't know if that's what you do in WAGs, but that's not worth an ounce of gold on the Housewives. Nobody cares. Everybody has beautiful homes. They're not lying. You were asked to leave by that Airbnb owner. That lady did ask you to leave. That is an eviction because you thought you had a longer time. You may not like the word, but it's not a lie. Okay? Your husband made you go back to Colorado. It's not like he said, let's get another Airbnb. Don't worry about it, honey. He said, you taking your ass home to Colorado. And that's what you did. He pulled the plug. He didn't give you money for a nanny. He didn't offer money for a new place. He shut that ish down. That's all I'm saying, y'all. And maybe they don't have all the deep. Maybe here's the thing. The girls don't know everything, right? And they're gossiping about the house, but they know something's off. And maybe they don't have all the details right now. But these girls have been doing this for a really long time. They are savvy enough to know when something ain't right in the pudding. They pegged Wendy from day one. It just took 7 years for the truth to come out. And everybody swore, oh, they just jealous of Wendy. She's a beautiful Black woman that's smart. All the whole time, come to find out she's been scamming. She ain't the girl that they picked up on that. Is anybody perfect? No, but they know damn well when somebody's coming in there faking the funk. They know damn well when somebody's coming in there scamming. They may not know all of the details, but they have not been wrong yet. Am I right? So listen. You think Bobby's fine, just a different kind of guy? I don't know. I think I could say that if his wife, see, you got to look at the whole package. If he were single, I would say that. But your wife is upside down, inside out, highs and lows. So I don't know. Now, I don't believe the rumor. I do not believe the rumor about the $1,000 rent that Angel came to Potomac, begging a realtor. I just need to pay all I can afford. I don't believe that. You can barely get an apartment for $1,000. So I don't believe it. I think it's a lie. I don't know who lied, whether it's the realtor or whether it's Wendy. I don't know why Wendy would make something up like that. The realtor could very well have said it and then backtrack, but I don't believe that. It doesn't make sense that she'd uproot herself from Colorado, go to Potomac, looking for a mansion for $1,000. Come on now. If it don't make sense, it just don't make sense. I don't believe it. Now, Tia says, well, I don't believe it because, I don't think Angel is cheap. She's cheap. Angel is cheap. And if Angel's not cheap, then Bobby's cheap when it comes to hosting the all of you and how much money he's willing to allow her to spend. Because if you go back to the trip that Giselle sponsored earlier on in the season, it wasn't until she got there and told him that she was having a bad day. Then he gave her a little bit of spending money. How come you didn't send your wife away out of seas with $5,000 when she left? How come she had to have a bad day just for you to put a little money in her pocket? That didn't make sense to me. So whatever. That's all I'm saying. But I do think I think somebody's cheap. I don't know if it's him or her because I did see those snacks earlier on that she served. I saw those Costco snacks, those Sam Club snacks. Thank you, knowledge. You can't even get an efficiency for $1,000. So I don't believe that. I don't. But I don't know. Maybe he puts her on a budget. I mean, I can be fair. Maybe there's a limit and he has a budget and it's just something that it's just off. Angel had on this outfit. She had on this Curious George hat. She's making them do mindful activities. She's not participating. I was like, this girl is going through something. She's barking orders in the background, sitting around waiting to watch like a teacher. Girl, go be a teacher. And I just want to say, I don't think this is it, Bravo. I understand I think what you have is good already. I don't think you need any more. Go ahead and pluck 2 or 3 and run with what you have. You can always spin the block on her. I feel like Angel's attempting to change the dynamics of the show by proving that her life is more centered, more structured, more traditional, and led by her man. And that's how it's supposed to be. And I get it. But girl, that is not the theme of the Housewives. That is not the theme. However, this is Bravo. So then I had to think about it. I was like, you know what? I can see Bravo leaving her for another season to go at Giselle. Her and Giselle are going to go head to head when they get to Aspen. I love the fact that Giselle pulled the plug and pulled rank. That's Housewives. Now we're getting into it. Now this is entertaining television. And Angel said, no, we're not going to do that. We got a trip tomorrow. Hell no. The girls get to vote. Girl, you done left these people out in the woods with no freaking water. They're having to take whole baths. Y'all know what a whole bath is. At the car wash. Y'all know what a whole bath is. I think Giselle did a good job of pulling rank. That's it. That's all. But if Andy leaves her, it's because she's somebody that can go at Giselle. As it relates to Angel and Bobby, I think he likes his setup. And hey, that works for me if it works for y'all. It just doesn't work for the Real Housewives, the Bravo, the fans of it all. Okay. So either Bobby, you're going to have to kind of loosen up a little bit and close your eyes and jump. I do feel that maybe he has a setup in his home that he is the superstar. And she's the loving and supportive spouse, the wife who's happy to be married to like an ex-NFL player, similar to Monique. Angel's a housewife, right? In reality, she is. She's married. She cooks. She cleans. She does all of that. But she's not, in my opinion, a housewife for reality TV. I don't know. She just isn't. It's just something's missing. I think Bobby enjoys what he has. He likes her out in the mountains. Is giving Little House on the Prairie, beautiful house on the prairie. I think he likes having her barefoot and pregnant. And that works for them. But it doesn't work for us as a viewing audience. That's it. That's all. Y'all, that's all I got for you. That's the Real Housewives of Potomac. I am going to be tuned in to the next episode. I can't wait for her and Giselle to go head to head because I need to see how this is going to pan out. I'm glad Giselle pulled rank because that's the assignment. That's what we're tuned in for. Baby, give us something to talk about. That's what we like. Hold on. Who is this? Michelle said, I like her. The more I see her in interviews, I like her. Well, she's an anchor. She's a journalist. Don't forget that. She knows how to speak. She's just not a good housewife. If you understand her background, that's what she does. She's good with giving her opinion and driving a narrative. That's where she shines the most. But I don't know if she plays well in the sandbox with other women. Because remember, Jazzy said that the word on the street is she's a mean wag. And she was very mean to the other wives, the football wives. And it seems like, based on what Jazzy would describe, is Angel enjoys putting herself as a nucleus with new wives to rookies in the NFL, where she can dominate in that area. That's it. Oh, you said the relationship between Angel and her husband looks a lot like the relationship between my daughter and her AA sponsor. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? What that mean? I don't know. What that mean? Somebody explain that to me. What you talking about, Willis? Your daughter and her AA sponsor. You know, I'm not look, I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. Oh, y'all say that's shade. Yeah, tell us more now. We can end with that. Just go ahead and describe it in the chat. What that mean, y'all? Y'all gotta help me out. I don't know what that means. Girl, somebody help me. I'ma ride with you, Gene. I don't know if he's insecure, but I know he definitely, I mean, if it works for them, it works for them, right? Because remember, Letitia Scott did my marriage and my husband is the lead. And okay, then let him lead. Let him lead. Let him lead. And I do whatever my husband tell me. Okay. He's probably doing something like what? Cheating? Ain't no telling. She left. Mm. Mm. All right, don't say it then. They don't want to say it. But listen, thank you everybody for tuning in. Let me get out of here. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. I'll see you tonight. We're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville.